He didn't think about the storm. He didn't think about dying. He thought about the promise he might break. For a split second, right before the ocean swallowed him, he saw her. Not the waves. Not the lightning tearing the sky apart. Not the boat flipping like it meant nothing. Just his daughter. 9 years old. Sitting on the floor. Surrounded by maps of the sky. Looking up at him like she always did when something mattered. Don't miss this part, Dad. And suddenly, he couldn't. He broke through the surface choking, dragging air into lungs that burned. The sea threw him sideways. He didn't fight it, he just swam. No direction. No plan. Just one thought. Get back to her. His hands hit sand before his mind caught up. He collapsed face first on the shore and didn't move. Rain hammered his back. Then, another sound. Coughing. He turned. A woman was crawling out of the water 20 meters away. Elena Voss. His boss. 3 weeks earlier, she had told him he was failing. Now she was the only other person alive. They didn't hug. They didn't panic. They looked at each other like two people who understood something had already changed. Are you hurt? She asked. I don't know. Good enough, she said. The island was empty. No signal. No buildings. No rescue. Just jungle, and time. That first night, under a broken shelter and a weak fire, silence stretched between them. Until she asked. Have you ever felt like your life, quietly fell apart, and no one noticed? He froze. Because that wasn't a question. It was the truth. He didn't tell her about the mornings he couldn't keep up. Or how grief had hollowed everything out. Or how he smiled at work like nothing was wrong, while barely holding himself together. Instead, he said. Yes. And something shifted. Days passed. They built routines. Water first. Fire always. Hope, uncertain. She navigated like she'd done it before. He learned how to survive like he had no choice. They didn't become friends. They became necessary to each other. Then came the crack. On the 5th night, beside a dying fire, she said. I pushed you too hard. He laughed once. Bitter. You think? No, she said. I know. I just didn't understand why. Silence. Then she admitted something she had never said out loud. I don't know where the line is, between expecting someone's best, and breaking them. That was the moment. Not the storm. Not the hunger. That. Because he realized something too. I didn't hate you, he said quietly. I was just, exhausted. And just like that, years of resentment dissolved into something simpler. Something human. Then everything almost ended. She got injured. Fever. Infection. Weak. For the first time, she wasn't in control. And he stayed. All night. No sleep. No complaints. Just sitting there, making sure she didn't disappear. At some point in the dark, she whispered. I thought I'd have more time, to decide what kind of life I wanted. He didn't answer. Some truths don't need fixing. They just need to be heard. On the 9th day, they heard it. A helicopter. Distant. Fading. Hope, slipping away. He lowered his arms. She didn't. She kept waving. Even when it looked pointless. Even when it hurt. And then. It turned back. He didn't remember sitting down. He just knew his body gave up the moment hope returned. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and relief. But none of that mattered. Because then. Footsteps. Small. Fast. And she was there. His daughter ran into the room and into his arms like she had been holding her breath for 9 days. "Are you okay?" she asked. He smiled. "Yeah. I made it back." She studied him carefully, then asked, "Were the stars good?" He laughed. Really laughed. "For the first time in years. The best I've ever seen." Sometimes life doesn't break all at once. It fades. Quietly. Until one moment. One person. Forces you to finally see it. And sometimes. Getting lost. Is the only way back.